Hey everyone, I want to answer a quick question for you. This question I got is how and why do search engine rankings change constantly for my website? It's a great question, right? People are always concerned about, hey, can I get the same rankings over time? Can I just make sure I'm always number one? The fact is no, you can't, because Google is not a platform that just stays still, right? The reason number one is Google changes their algorithm almost every single day. There is a small update being made to it. They're finding little bugs just like any software company would. Little updates, little changes to the algorithm being updated every single day. So it's 365 days a year they're uploading and making changes. Secondly, the algorithm is a real live AI-driven algorithm that is made to constantly change its result, right? It's really learning what the user behaviors are. It's changing on the fly based on the effects, whether your content, right, is been stale. Maybe people go there and they leave the website, a lot of reasons. And internally on your website, you're making changes to the website. The more changes you make, it can positively or negatively hurt the website. So if you're not constantly looking at the best practices of search engine optimization, right? I'm just gonna say best practices, that can change the rankings, right? You're making changes, but you forgot to, make sure that you have an H1 tag or title tag, meta descriptions, alt tag, all the things that you're doing internally that helps Google know what's happening to the website. You might have removed a piece of code that actually tells Google about the change. It could be a million different things that you do to the website that can negatively affect. Next one could be your competitors. Competitors, a big one. They are spending money, time, energy, creating content, doing all the things that you're supposed to do to increase the rankings. So what do you think is going to happen to you? What's going to happen is it's going to create more competition. It just happens in the marketplace, right? More people are trying to sell the same service to the same people. It's a dynamic place, correct? So, and there's our seasonalities. I've seen it where the same business come back in rankings, but they drop off season. I don't know why, but the fact of the matter is Google knows that these websites are really popular. So there's that element of it. And I mentioned user engagement. User engagement is a huge factor, all right? Meaning people either love your website, they stay on it long periods of time, they'll watch your videos, download it, go multiple pages deep, they convert. Google knows all of that. Google Analytics code they know that information on the Google search engine. They also know what they do on your website. So you can't live with it, you can't live without it at the end of the day. So that makes a huge difference because Google knows how people behave on your website. Another thing, building authority, right? If you don't continuously create content and there's links coming to your website that's relevant, so if you're not doing some sort of a digital thought leadership sort of campaign, some sort of a PR outreach, blog outreach, anything to make sure that you're consistently building high quality, relevant links to the new content that you're creating to your website. It's all about staying current, staying consistent. That has an effect, right? The only thing that's constant is change. You've heard that before. So that's the world that we live in. You just gotta learn to get used to it and say, hey, I understand that I'm going to be playing with something that's going to change all the time. I get it. And to see it consistently increasing rankings, you're doing all the right things. All right? You're doing all the right things. If you're seeing consistent growth, you're doing the right things. If you're seeing consistent negative growth, things are going down, well then pay attention to the best practices. Pay attention to the seasonality, pay attention to the competitors, pay attention to user engagement, pay attention to building a better brand, better authority, right, for yourself, right? Become the expert, if I may, in your field. Make sure that the content that you have are trustworthy content. It is probably the best that you can find in your industry, correct? Google has a thing that's called EAT, which stands for, right, expertise, authority, I'm just gonna do this really quick, correct? Authority and trust. And that's a lot in itself, right? So you want to make sure that this is how you are represented on Google, and you shouldn't have to worry about why rankings are constantly doing. If you're scheming something, if you're doing something that sort of looks gray hat or sort of looks black hat, then you should be worried about why rankings are changing. Otherwise, the fluctuations over time will yield only positive ROI. You won't have nothing to worry about. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.